All right, family, let's talk about what's really going on. Crypto has been all over the place. I mean, 1 minute is it's red and then it's bouncing back and then it's red. And there's a lot of tension in that, especially if you are looking at your portfolio and you're seeing it, green, then red, then green, then red, and you're like, what's going on? Okay. So there's a lot of people right now panic selling, and other people are just tired of this sideways chop. But I'm holding on. I want you to know that. I just want to say that right now. I'm holding on for dear life. Okay. Um, because I think while everybody's obsessing over this price thing, they are missing the real story. And this is the kind of story that sets up for a big move. When, I don't know, I can't tell you, but I do know that there are some catalysts in place that's going to cause the utility coins. We're not talking about the meme coins, we're not talking about the risky coins. Hey, you choose what you want to do, but right now I am only investing in utility coins. Your Solana, and I'm getting a little bit of ETH. I've got XRP. I don't want to just risk it with the other meme coins. That's just not where I am right now. Do whatever you want to do. But I also do want to talk about something that has taken place, and that's to do with Ripple and Mastercard. And there's an infrastructure being built right under our feet. So if you're feeling like you're just hanging on like me for dear life, just stay with me, because I'm going to break down what's going on behind the scenes, some of the stuff, and why your patience right now might be the most profitable move that you're going to make. Now, quick reminder before I dive in, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm learning and what I personally believed in based on research and experience. Everything I say is for educational purposes only. I am not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. Speak to your own financial advisor on what you should do, because investing comes with risk and you could lose everything. All right. Now, if you do want to hear more conversations about wealth building and building freedom, for your future, go ahead and hit that like button. All right. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do that, because I'm going to be dropping new videos every week throughout the week to help you protect, grow, and multiply what you've been building. Now, let's be very honest for a second here, because one of the things the market is going to do is it's going to test you. It hasn't all the way like crashed into a point where most of us who have been holding would think, oh, it's a bear market, but it hasn't taken off either. And it's just been stuck in this range, where you might think, oh, it's coming back. Then the next day it's like, nope, never mind, and there has been like a downward slight slope going down, but that back and forth can start to really mess with people's emotions more than a crash ever could, because at least a crash, what's happening and it's obvious. But when it's sideways like this, that's where most investors start to lose patience and start making really, really bad decisions. And you'll see people sell at the bottom, and then when it takes off, they're buying back higher, and then they sell again. And basically they talk themselves out of long-term wealth. And it's really emotional fatigue. It's not financial strategy. And that's why mindset matters so much right now. This is not a moment to move based on feelings. It's the moment to understand what's actually being built while everybody else is just distracted. Because the truth is, even in this so-called boring sideways market, where it ain't that boring, it's exciting for some people who knows what's ahead. But there's still real money moving quietly behind the charts. You've got institutions setting up shop, partnerships forming, and major players like Mastercard, WeBank, and Gemini getting involved in Ripple's blockchain tech. And this is not just speculation; it's infrastructure, and that's like think about laying down the roads before the traffic starts flowing. That's how you got to think about it. And the reality is that most investors miss this moment completely because they're staring at red candles instead of reading the signs. If you're not long term, I don't know what to tell you. Those who are holding on, they have better perspective because they're not looking to, cash out right this moment. Now, I'm not saying don't take profits. I do have some price points where I want to take profits off of my cryptocurrency, but I'm also holding, some for the future. Okay. Especially Bitcoin. I tell people all the time, I'm not selling Bitcoin. So if you've been feeling a little nervous or uncertain, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Okay. And just understand that there are things happening. Okay. There is an institutional shift. And this is to encourage you if you are holding. And hey, if you gotta sell some of your assets because you're drowning right now in being able to pay for food and your well-being, then that's a decision that you have to make and come to the table and use wisdom about. But the funny thing is, every time the market starts acting like this, like real choppy and unpredictable and nerve-wracking, that is when big money starts positioning, and they're doing it very quietly. You're not going to hear about it on Twitter until it's done. All right. And in the meanwhile, retail investors, they're hesitating, and while they're hesitating, institutions are accumulating. Think about this: the same people who said crypto was a fad 5 years ago, they are now applying for Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, right? Like you got big names, your BlackRock, your Fidelity, you know what I mean? The literal $1 trillion names that don't touch anything unless they see a long-term play. Okay, so that's not interest. You got to look at some of this stuff as a potential confirmation to what's going on. They're not guessing like retail investors do. They're not guessing with billions and trillions of dollars. Okay. They are building the foundation of all of this: ETFs, custodial services, payment rails, because they know where we are headed. And the part that blows my mind is the moment everyday people finally start believing again, those institutions have already been sitting on their positions that they built during these times. Okay. So you got to understand that that is a pattern every single cycle, every single cycle. When the headlines are talking about crypto winter, institutions are buying summer houses. Okay. Whether we in crypto winter or not, whatever you think, they buying summer houses and crypto winter, and then when you add what's happening to Ripple, while people online arguing about price predictions, Ripple is out there partnering with some big dogs. You know what I mean? And so I'm not here to give you a prediction. Okay. I'm just here to, explain why I'm positioning the way I am. And just to encourage you, do your own research, understand what's going on, and don't let all of this hype like move you back and forth. I'm not saying that you don't have to draw a line in the sand if something happens, but I'm just saying do your research and understand what's really going on. This isn't about some random token pump. It's about blockchain finally showing up in the financial system, not as theory, but as plumbing. When you can swipe a MasterCard and the back end transaction is settled using Ripple's technology, that's a sign that we're crossing the line from speculation to integration. And that's really why I'm not panicking. First of all, because I'm long term. Second of all, because you work on yourself and you work on your emotional stability during all of this. This really helps you to build some patience. Okay. And I'm just watching adoption. That's what I'm doing. Now, I want to give you a little bit more of the breakdown with Ripple and MasterCard. Everybody, again, they're watching prices, and Ripple is out there moving like a Fortune 500 company. They're making moves. And I know how it sounds to you. You know what I'm saying? Another crypto headline, this is happening and price is still going down. I know that that's how you feel, but there's some different things going on right now. Okay. They are testing a new system that allows real credit card transactions like the ones you swipe every day. Okay. To be settled using a stable coin on the XRP ledger. Just examples. Okay. There's a lot happening. You know what I mean? But that means that the same network that's powering all of these credit card payments is, using blockchain on the back end. Okay. So it's going to be utilized. And I'm like, man, this is yet another powerful thing that's happening to let you know that we're moving in the right direction. Okay. MasterCard is a traditional financial giant that's experimenting with blockchain rails. So, that's a little bit of proof that foundation is being built while the markets are distracted. And most people don't realize that you can't have mainstream crypto adoption until the infrastructure's invisible. Okay. Meaning you shouldn't have to know it's blockchain. It should just work. Okay. It should just work. And that's where Ripple is coming in. They're building and plumbing. They're not chasing trends. They're creating systems that banks and payment networks can plug right into without ever changing how they operate. And I'm just sharing the knowledge. I'm sharing what's going on. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But I see people panicking and selling some of their crypto and getting emotional because the price hasn't moved. And I'm like, you're missing the point in all of this. This is not a get rich quick moment. It is a get position while everyone else is sleeping moment. That's what it is. Because adoption doesn't start with price explosion all the time. It starts here during these sideways phases where they setting up stuff that you don't really know about. Okay. So we got to have a mindset shift, because this is where just people mess up, because they're treating investing like instant gratification. That's emotional. Okay. They want the market to reward them every week for being here. That ain't going to always happen. You got to be patient. You have to be willing to hold assets for a generation, for generational wealth. Okay. Building wealth can be boring sometimes before it's beautiful. It's going to get beautiful, y'all. You just got to go through the seasons where nothing is happening on the surface, regardless of the price movement. Again, we see, certain stocks and the price may go down and we get scared and stuff, for the moment. But if these are solid companies, you know what I mean? It's going to be beautiful one day. That's why I was buying Meta under the 200 EMA. It's going to be beautiful one day. Trust me, everything is being built underneath. And so, when it comes to utility coins, okay, coins that are being utilized, okay, I'm not talking about the meme coins. Please hear me when I say that. But it's like watching construction. It's loud, it's messy, it's slow. But when it's finished, that's when everybody gonna want it. I guarantee you, when it starts to eventually pop, everybody gonna want in, because it's an emotional roller coaster. And that's why you got to have emotional endurance in this game. Patience is a financial skill. Let me say that again. Patience is a financial skill. Okay. And most people lose money not because they picked the wrong asset, but because they could not sit still long enough for the right one to grow. Okay. So if you're watching the market and you're feeling that anxiety, yeah, it's normal. But your job isn't to outguess every move, it's to outlast all the noise that's happening in between, right? Because when you understand what you hold, you stop reacting to the day to day and you start thinking in decades. And that's where real wealth lives, not in hype, not in luck, but in patience, discipline, and conviction. So I wanted to share that and encourage you. If this helped you to see the bigger picture, make sure you hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button also, so that you don't miss any of these videos. Again, I want to say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. I'm saying this for educational purposes only. And this is what I'm doing. And I want to hear from you down in the comments. Are you holding through this? Or did you already sell? Or are you waiting to get back in? Be honest. Let's talk about it, because I love hearing how you're thinking through these moves. I want to know. So also check the links in the description. We've got some powerful stuff down there to help you grow financially, learn smarter strategies, and keep expanding your wealth IQ. You'll also see our community link if you want to join other people who are learning, growing, and staying consistent on this journey, plus a few educational programs and tools that will help you become more financially intelligent and confident in your decisions, because we want you to have confidence. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure on your way out, you hit that like button, and please, again, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.